All right, so Isiah Thomas taking on Tony Pietrantonio here in the light heavyweight. This one's going 6 rounds. Thomas, the southpaw. Let's look at the tail of the tape, Brian.
Well, the numbers are there. Isiah Thomas sporting an undefeated record, so I expect him to come out and fight with more confidence than a 500 fighter.
Pietrantonio, of course, from Youngstown. When you think of Youngstown, Steve, you think of the great fighters, the Kelly Pavliks, you think the Ray Mancinis, the Harry Arroyos, those type of guys.
It's really amazing, the list of world champions. I count 5 off the top of my head that have come out of Youngstown, which is not all that big a city.
Right, absolutely. Pietrantonio in the black trunks, all black. Isiah Thomas in the white and black trunks with the white trim. And I love it when they introduce these guys and they said Isiah Thomas. You saw some cheers and some. Isiah Thomas is not a good name
not
here in New York
City.
We are in New York.
Absolutely. But he is a southpaw, so that'll be a little something different for Tony Pietrantonio.
And Steve, we've seen Isiah Thomas in the past, very passive in his methodical approach. But tonight it appears he's a little more aggressive than normal.
Well, Brian, what was weird last time we saw him in Worcester, Mass. was that he didn't really do that well from the outside, couldn't find his timing. When he went on the inside, which is not where you want to be when you're a tall guy, he fought much better.
And Isiah Thomas is a guy who used to be trained by Emmanuel Stewart, correct?
Yes.
Left hand by Thomas, and down goes Pietrantonio.
You know what? That's what you train guys. You train them to aim at the chest. And then Isiah Thomas threw sort of like a left uppercut hook toward the chest area. And Pietrantonio ducked down and got caught with it.
And he goes down again, and the referee says it's a slip, and we resume.
That was just bad balance there by Pietrantonio.
Another right hand, and Pietrantonio goes down again.
Yeah, it's bad balance, all right. Bad balance. He's slipping into the shots.
Blood already starting to come off the nose there. You see it, Pietrantonio. He's got to cut the top of that nose.
And now I would like to see how aggressive Isiah Thomas becomes. 2 knockdowns in the first round. You should smell blood and go for it. I want to see if he has that killer instinct.
Well, basically, he's landed 2 clean shots, and they've produced 2 knockdowns. So one more shot will probably end this fight.
Using the jab, trying to set up that left hand is Isiah Thomas, who is a southpaw.
See, I don't like the posture of Isiah Thomas right now. Let me tell you why. Well, right hook there. But as you mentioned, 2 solid punches and 2 knockdowns. No way you should be backing up from a guy.
Less than 30 seconds left in this round. Thomas has already dropped him twice. Let's see if he'll try to finish him off. He's got him against the ropes.
He let him off the hook here.
I'd like to see just a little bit of offense from Pietrantonio. We haven't seen any.
So he survives. It looks like he's going to survive this first round. Good right hand by Thomas. Round 2 coming up between these 2 light heavyweights. We're going 6. Isiah Thomas in the black and white trunks. Tony Pietrantonio in the all black trunks. Pietrantonio dropped twice in the first round.
And just to touch a little further, I remember when I first started, my trainer George Washington and even Mark Breeley used to tell me, you aim high with the jab. With the right, straight right hand, you want to aim a little lower. Because after the jab, they're bound to drop their head a little.
Both fighters get tied up. Here we go again. If you're Thomas, you go right after Pietrantonio?
Yes, no doubt. And the danger in it is if he's seeking a knockout with 1 shot, he's going to forget the fundamentals. He's not going to jab as much. And I don't see much of a jab this round from Thomas.
And that's when Pietrantonio should take advantage of. He should pick that up and say, you know what, this guy's trying to knock me out. He's looking for that 1 shot. Get back to your basics. Get back to jabbing, a little movement here and there. Try to throw the opponent off.
Thomas coming into this bout at 7-0. 4 of those 7 wins came by knockout. And when you talk to people about Thomas, they always say he's athletic as opposed to a power puncher. So somewhat surprising that he dropped him twice in the first round.
And quite honestly, as you see Isiah Thomas trying to finish it off here, but quite honestly, in between rounds, Pietrantonio's corner should have told him, you know what? It's okay to slip a left hand. Every time Isiah Thomas throws a left hand, he connects.
There it is. Yeah.
I mean, at some point you have to say, okay, let me slip this left hand.
Or at least counter it.
Round 2, we're going 6.
And coming from Youngstown, Ohio, as we said, you expect toughness, you expect grit. I don't see this here right now in Pietrantonio.
Not moving his hands at all. I don't think we need more than one hand to count the punches he's thrown this round.
I think those 2 knockdowns have really affected him and what he wants to do. It's almost as if he's scared to let the hands go.
Or maybe he's trying to take him into the later rounds.
30 seconds left here in round 2. A lot of feeling out by both fighters in this one. Not much action compared to the first round.
Last time we talked to Isiah Thomas, I asked him, I said, you're from Detroit. How many times a week do you get asked if you're related or if Isiah Thomas, the hoop star, is your father? And he said 4 or 5 times a day. I get sick of that in a hurry.
Winding it down here of round 2. Coming up at the halfway point of this fight. And let's see if Pietrantonio comes out and starts letting the fists go. Well, the ref tells him to break. Thomas upset, felt like he got hit.
I'm just glad Pietrantonio threw a punch.
Exactly.
We'll take it.
Yeah,
After
absolutely.
the bell, before the bell, on the break, I don't care.
Show me something. Show me something.
Are you condoning illegal action?
I would never do that, Brian.
But this is the fire Pietrantonio has to show.
Yeah.
And Isiah Thomas, I was just about to say, you want Isiah to get back on his jab. The first round, you produced those 2 knockdowns. Second round was nondescript. Now come out and establish your dominance and do it off of the jab. Control your opponent with the jab.
And for Pietrantonio, you just say, look, throw something.
Yeah, Pietrantonio got to make it ugly. Listen, I'm behind. I'm way behind.
Right.
Make it an ugly fight.
Well, Brian Custer, I think you hit on it right away. Those 2 knockdowns in the first round changed both fighters. Thomas not jabbing, not paying attention to the fundamentals, and Pietrantonio just not fighting at all.
It's almost like Tony's become gun shy, and Isiah Thomas is now looking for that one big shot.
And with Isiah Thomas, former world champion, as his trainer, is very frustrating because you know what he can do and what he should be doing. And your pupil is not really just following your advice. So it's frustrating if you're in the corner of Isiah Thomas. And Jimmy Paul was a heck of a fighter.
One thing Thomas is doing that I don't like at all is when he jabs, it's almost as if he's backing up before he's done with the punch.
That's why I said the mindset. You dominated the guy the first round. You have to have that finish killer instinct, and he doesn't show that.
Well, Thomas has obviously got the reach, and that's a great point, Steve, because there's no reason why he should be backing up. Hit that jab, stay right there.
When you have a reach like Thomas, you want to obviously fight at a distance where you can hit your opponent and he can't hit you.
Right.
It's not that it's easy to say. It's not that easy to do.
But as I said, it's not a matter of keeping distance now because every time you throw a punch, you land clean. So move in behind your shots, throw combinations, step around, do different things. Don't just go in and out.
Less than 30 seconds here left in round 3. We're going 6. A lot of action in round 1, but has really slowed down Pietrantonio. A couple of body shots. And they get tied up here against the ropes. And that's round 3. And it looks like, here we go. Now the action picks up. Pietrantonio came out throwing their hands, and Thomas counters.
Somebody turned the lights on.
Absolutely.
But I don't like that because Isiah Thomas only got assertive with his shots after Pietrantonio came out throwing punches. You have to lead. You have to dictate the pace. Look, right now it's nothing. When Pietrantonio punches, that's when Isiah Thomas punches. There's no need for that. You have to remain consistent with your attack.
Once again, guys just trying to feel each other out.
Thomas right now, obviously a young fighter. He's only 21, but you can see he has physical assets, good hand speed, good size and range. It shows you that athleticism is nowhere near enough in boxing. You really have to know how to fight, and that comes with time. And he just, to me, he doesn't look sure of himself, sure of the distance he wants to fight at, sure of the combinations he wants to throw.
Athleticism carries you very far in the amateurs and not in the professional ranks. Oh, Pietrantonio just blocked the left hand.
And it looks like a little blood now coming from the mouth of Tony Pietrantonio. And he letting the hands go with the left to Thomas.
At the fighter meetings, Pietrantonio told us he throws a mean left hook. I'm waiting for it. He threw one at the start of this round, but that's all we've seen. Maybe if we talk louder, he'll hear us.
Absolutely.
It's worth trying, right?
Or maybe it's just a zip gun. You know, zip guns have, what, one bullet? So maybe it's a zip gun.
He's out of ammo.
So Thomas is just basically working the ring.
But if you pay attention to this, who's backing up?
Yeah.
Isiah Thomas is backing up. So to the viewers at home, pay attention to that. Because with a mean left hook, like Pietrantonio said he has, he's liable to get lucky with one.
Less than 30 seconds left in the fourth round here. Thomas connecting with a couple of short rights. But once again, another round that started off on fire, and then a lot of standing around, a lot of feeling out as we wrap up round 4. And that's round 4. All right, round 5 now. Going 6 between these light heavyweights, Isiah Thomas in the white and black trunks, Tony Pietrantonio in the all black. Pietrantonio was dropped twice in the first round, but has not really thrown many punches since then.
But you know what? Quite honestly, I might be a little crazy. I've been known to be crazy.
No, I know that.
I might be a little crazy, but I gave the 4th round to Pietrantonio.
Okay.
I thought he just did more.
I wish the camera caught the look I just gave Brian.
I thought he just did more.
Wouldn't take much to do more, I'll tell you.
He was aggressive. I thought he threw, and he let a nice uppercut on the inside there.
Short right hand and then the uppercut by Pietrantonio. Thomas comes back with the left.
But one punch from Isiah Thomas. Pietrantonio, listen, your left hook is your punch. Get low. As soon as you're in range, move in low. As soon as you're in range, come up firing that left hook. The opportunity is there. Look at the left hand of Isiah Thomas.
You're right, and do it again and again and again, and you might get lucky. Who knows?
Because you have your opponent backing up. Isiah Thomas is clearly backing up. So get low, right there. Come in low, come up firing with that left hook.
Thomas squaring away now. Hit him with a right and then that left.
And it looked like Pietrantonio's glove touched the canvas.
Which
should
would
have been
constitute a knockdown, right.
Certainly staggered him.
The rule is very simple. Any part of your body other than the bottom of your feet touches the canvas as a result of a punch, it's a knockdown. And that seemed to be the case there. I agree with Brian.
We're round 5, going 6. Thomas and Tony Pietrantonio. Crowd is just waiting for something to get excited about as Thomas slips.
See, but he's in retreat mode. He's trying to punch and retreat. It's dangerous. He's getting away with it tonight because his opponent is limited, but it's dangerous. Look at that. Back up. Every time his opponent steps forward, he backs up.
You can certainly tag him as he backs up.
He has to learn how to slip to slide to the side. Stand your ground. Go low a little.
Guys always talking about trainers, talking about cutting off in those angles. Cutting a guy off.
Thomas should be firing that jab again and again because he doesn't have to worry about getting countered.
Not in this round. This one is almost done. That's it. Round 5 in the books. We got one more round here. As it looked like Pietrantonio went down in this round, but so we're in the 6th and final round upcoming here between Isiah Thomas and Tony Pietrantonio. Thomas trying to remain undefeated. Pietrantonio trying to get over that 500 mark.
But look at Isiah Thomas. He's not paying attention to his trainer. You should be looking at your trainer. Focus. He's looking around. He's talking to people, looking in the camera.
Too confident.
Yeah, not
Ladies
focused.
and gentlemen,
not focused at all.
6th and final round.
Well, this is it. Last round, I would expect we should see a lot of action, especially if you're Pietrantonio and you know you're down by a lot.
And right now, when Pietrantonio does fire, he bends his knees and he jumps in. And he might as well send a telegram that he's punching because he's not going to land anything throwing that way.
It's getting rough in there the last round, but it favors Pietrantonio.
Short right by Thomas connects. Oh, good right hand by Isiah Thomas, and that one dropped Pietrantonio.
Caught him coming in. Perfect uppercut.
Little wobbly is Tony Pietrantonio. You can see he's trying to shake out the cobwebs, but if you're Isiah Thomas, you got to be all over him because he is ready to go.
Thomas has to be careful not to smother his own power. He gets too close after he lands one shot.
And you know what? I'm going to be very critical right now. And I'm quite sure I'll hear it a lot after today, but Isiah Thomas, poor performance by Isiah Thomas. Pietrantonio should not have went 3 rounds with him. He did not know what it takes. Probably he don't have what it takes to finish a guy off. This was a knockout waiting to happen.
Thomas trying to finish up Tony Pietrantonio. We're in the 6th and final round. Pietrantonio's been down 3 times now in this fight.
A lot of wasted motion from Isiah Thomas, too, right now.
I like his abilities, but I don't like this performance.
I'm with you, Brian, 100%.
Isiah Thomas gets the
break.
left.
That was off the break, though. You with me 100%, Steve, but for some reason, I think I'm the one that catches the grief from the boxers.
It's all how you say it, Brian. It's all how you say it.
You know, sometimes, Brian, they say the truth hurts, too.
Yeah.
All right, this one's wrapping up. Isiah Thomas will walk away with a victory here against Tony Pietrantonio.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here at BB King's, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges, Frank Lombardi, Julie Letterman, and John McKay, scored this contest identically. 60-51 for your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Isiah Thomas.